starting things off with the return of Brock Lesnar. Heading into the street fight between John Cena and Cody Rhodes, the strong feeling in the community was that something major had to happen during the closing moments of SummerSlam, and you had a lot of things floating around out there in the community. Some fans were anticipating The Rock was going show there, others were actually expecting to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn. None of those things ended up happening, but what did happen was the surprising return of Brock Lesnar. There's been a lot recent mention of Brock's name on television in recent weeks, and they even made Brock Lesnar the cover star for the company's just-released list of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. So you can say there was a little bit of rumblings there from fans that got onto it, but still, no one actually expected the return of Brock Lesnar to take place here in this spot, especially with everything that's been occurring outside of the ring over the last few years, with how he was being slowly erased from history, how the WWE 2K team completely deleted him out of their last 2 video games. There were just a lot of signals that Brock's return and clearance was a bit away from happening, but to everyone's astonishment, they accomplished it. They brought him back here at SummerSlam. After Cody won the title from John Cena, Cody promptly left the ring so that John Cena can have his final bow at his last SummerSlam event, but to Cena and everyone else's amazement, Brock Lesnar's music sounds for the first time since SummerSlam 2023. The last time Brock was seen was 2 years ago at this very event, and he now returns on the same exact show. Brock marched down to the ring, took his hat off, and proceeded to drop John Cena with an F5, which makes it pretty clear that John Cena is the confirmed first target of this return run from Brock Lesnar. Lots of fans are inquiring about the story and purpose for Brock Lesnar coming after John Cena. What's the message? What's the reasoning? What's the narrative there? If Cena still had the title, the tale definitely would have been a bit clearer. If Cena held the title at SummerSlam, overcame Cody, and now Brock comes out, that does make a lot of reason. Maybe at that time Brock Lesnar became weary of seeing John Cena's goodbye tour and got bored of him parading about with the championship. So Brock came out to put an early end to the farewell tour and try to terminate Cena's title reign. That could have been the story with the championship remaining on Cena, but with the title no longer being in play, that does make the plot a bit harder to see straight off the bat. A lot of fans were making some valid points like, why didn't Brock go after Cody? Go after the one that holds the championship. Why go after John Cena, who no longer has a title, or has anything to truly take there? Well, it looks like the tale between Brock Lesnar and John Cena may easily be based off their past. John Cena has had a lot of notable foes over the years. A lot of fans prefer to claim names like Randy Orton, Edge, The Rock, or CM Punk as being the biggest competitor of his career. But a name that can't be forgotten there is also Brock Lesnar. Brock and John go all the way back with each other to the days of OVW, over 25 years ago, when they were both first coming into the scene of pro wrestling, and then in the early 2000s, Brock and Cena would meet inside the WWE ring for the first time. And then in 2012, a very identical homecoming for Brock Lesnar took place. He returned to the company following his run in UFC, to interrupt John Cena and also take him out that night. And then 2 years after that, the SummerSlam 2014 match, where John Cena was completely dominated by Brock Lesnar for the world title in a match that essentially launched Suplex City. So when you think about Brock Lesnar and John Cena, they've had big feuds with each other spanning the previous 3 decades. They feuded in the 2000s, in the 2010s, and now in the 2020s for one final time. So we'll certainly have to wait and watch if a true story and justification will be offered by Brock Lesnar for targeting John Cena. But as if this moment, it appears like this match is happening one last time because Brock is a famous opponent for John Cena. We kinda saw this earlier in the year where Cena found himself feuding with Randy Orton and CM Punk, just creating a proper ending chapter to all of those iconic feuds. It looks like that's what's going on here once again, one more closing chapter to the career-long feud between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. It's been a long time since their previous match together, and in that last match, John Cena literally got no offense in it all. So nearly a decade later, but Cena can finally be out for retribution on Brock Lesnar. Another confirmed information about this whole Brock Lesnar against John Cena program is that Brock will be portraying a villain. That's kind of where Brock was at when he was last spotted in the company. He turned heel on Cody Rhodes back in 2023 and remained heel for a majority of that final year. Brock did elevate Cody's arm during that SummerSlam fight 2 years ago, but a part of that moment, he was a full heel during his most recent run. So it appears like Brock is back in that villain position for his final bout versus John Cena, which is quite familiar for him because Brock has been the heel in his last 2 big programs against John Cena. So now that the title is gone and Cena has turned babyface, this appears to be the plan for the final few months of his career. John Cena is back as the superhero babyface that's trying to take down these monstrous heels, once last time Brock Lesnar being one of those monstrous heels that's standing in his way again. so that show will be a reference to their past, maybe a little bit of fan service there with loads of heavy nostalgia and callbacks. But hopefully it's still a wonderful individual tale on its own. Triple H also stated on the SummerSlam post-show that John Cena did provide the company a list of bouts and moments he wants to have before the end of the year, and Triple H says they're hard at work trying to make most of those things happen. So judging by Triple H's statements, it's conceivable that Brock Lesnar was one of the names on John Cena's wish list and they made it happen. It's now a reality. This is the last conflict fans anticipated to see during John Cena's retirement tour. But now that's truly occurring, everyone will soak it in for sure. Now let's get back into the actual result of the SummerSlam main event, and that was Cody Rhodes digging down deep to eventually dethrone John Cena as champion. Lots of expectations and talks regarding Cody Rhodes turning heel in this matchup. Cody did not end up turning heel, but there were a handful of eye-opening moments that gave you some cause to pause. Definitely a few moments that made you wonder if Cody was either desperate and willing to do everything to win, or was he surrendering further into his dark side. Moments like taking the title and going to swing at Cena's face with it. That move was a signature move for heel John Cena, so for Cody to utilize it here without hesitation was absolutely strange. Same thing applies with Cody utilizing the steel section of the turnbuckle to continually hit John Cena with. Just a lot of things sprinkled in the match that might really make you think twice about where Cody is at right now in his mindset. So the heel turn didn't take place at SummerSlam, but could the weight of the second reign and maybe the fans slowly turning on Cody, might they lead towards that heel side slowly emerging more to the surface? Another thing fans are anxious for when it comes to the start of Cody's second season world title is if it will be overshadowed by everything occurring right now with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. The early assumption there is that it will probably be overshadowed by those two massive names competing in that final program against each other, but either way, Cody is a big name himself. He got the title back, so he should still be fine regardless of if the Brock and Cena program takes the spotlight away from him for a bit.